Hello, I'm Sensei Alex Kakuyo, North American Correspondent for Buddhistdoor Global. Thanks for joining me for this episode of The Ordinary Buddhist. The title of today's talk is Becoming a Crooked Tree. Before we get into that, please subscribe and hit the notification bell. That way you'll be notified when I post talks in the future. If you wouldn't mind hitting the like button, that'd be great too. An old priest decided that it was his time to retire, and he wanted to pass on his Buddhist temple to someone new. He didn't have an heir of his own, so he put a sign out front that said, "Anyone who can fix this tree may have my temple." Now the tree in question was very old and gnarled. It had branches that moved like waves in the oceans, and in some places its leaves were somewhat sparse. Suffice it to say, it wasn't a beautiful tree. Naturally, word about the sign got out and people came from miles around. Some of them told the old priest that he should use sticks and twine to straighten the branches. Other people said that he should cut it down and start from scratch, or he should prune it with shears. And the priest listened quietly for a few minutes to each person, but inevitably he would grab his frying pan and chase them off the premises. This went on for many years until finally it seemed like no one would inherit the priest's temple. Eventually a nun arrived. She read the sign. The priest came out to greet her, but before he could say anything, she prostrated to the tree 3 times, meaning she started in a standing position, hands in gassho, and ended with her forehead placed to the ground in veneration to the old crooked tree. When she finished her prostrations, the nun turned to the priest and said, "The tree is fine as it is." The priest smiled when he heard this and said, "Come inside. I have much to show you." And the nun inherited the old priest's Buddhist temple. So what can we learn from this story? Well, as we are in the beginning of 2022, many people are making and trying to keep New Year's resolutions. We want to be thinner, we want to travel the world, we want to make more money. And of course, there's nothing wrong from the Buddhist perspective from trying to do better for ourselves, but we should really look at what we're trying to achieve with our resolutions. Sometimes we're perfectly fine just as we are, and if we learn to practice acceptance towards ourselves instead of chasing after something new, we can save ourselves a world of suffering. Just ask that old Buddhist priest and the nun who inherited his temple. Amitabha.